Hi guys, Ellen here, back again. For my second video, I'm going to show you step 2 in the series Organizing Your Inventory, and this is going to have to do with your system folders. So it's going to be a follow-up to step 1, which was just moving everything from your main inventory window into those main folders. These main folders here: Avatar, Boxes, Home, and Other. And hopefully you've watched the first video, so I won't have to repeat anything from there. So these are the system folders right here, and the reason for and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make it so that they're invisible when they're empty. So we're going to open our preferences, and I'm just going to type system folders, and I'm going to click on this box here that says hide empty system folders from inventory. I'm going to click OK, and as you can see, it's already shrunk the items that are in my main inventory window already. So there are going to be there are going to be some system folders which will always show up. I haven't figured out a way to make them invisible just yet, so we're going to leave them. It's going to be the Firestorm because you can't delete or move any of those things from that folder. And the other one is current outfit because that's what you're wearing right now. And then let's see, outfits, because you likely save outfits, so that will probably also always be visible. But the purpose of making these system folders invisible is so that when you have a minute and you'd like to catch up on your organizing and sorting, and you see these system folders, you know if they're showing up, you know there's stuff that hasn't been sorted yet. So we're just going to start from the top. Obviously can't do anything with the Firestorm, but animations here. These animations will go into my Others main folder. They will later have their own subfolder. So I'm going to put them in Other. And as you can see, the animations folder is now gone. So that tells me that there's nothing in there to be sorted. Obviously, when you acquire things, they just all go into these system folders. And that means you haven't sorted them yet. So the next one would be, let's look at this one, body parts. I actually don't need this. This is my system, Abby's brow base. So I'm going to delete that, and body parts is gone. You're likely going to have probably a lot more stuff in yours, but basically what you're going to do is you're just going to go through it and just don't even bother trying to figure out if you want to keep that stuff. If there's a bunch of things in there, just drag them into their respective main folders. So if I were going to keep that brow base, I would drag it into the Avatar folder. Calling cards is another one. I've deleted all of these before, and the folder just comes back, so I just ignore that. Clothing, obviously we're going to have subfolders for the clothing, so and I don't even need the alphas anymore because I don't wear system body, so I'm just going to delete those. But again, if you have a bunch of stuff in there, your main goal is just to drag them into their respective main folders. Let's see, gestures. That's going to go in Other because it's not part of my home decor. It's not an unboxed item, and it doesn't apply, or it's not part of my avatar. So the next one is landmarks. This is something that I don't actually keep landmarks at all. I may keep like a few, but I will create a subfolder for landmarks in my Other main folder. But the reason that I don't save landmarks is I usually use my teleport history to go places. But if for some reason I lose my teleport history and I want to teleport to a particular store, all I have to do is go into the folder, one of the folders that contains an item from that store, right click on one of the items and choose properties, and then that will show me the creator's profile. And creators and stores and designers, their profiles usually contain up-to-date information, including the slurls or the links to the marketplace or what have you. So to me, landmarks just take up space. Okay, so the next one that we can clear out is this note cards folder. There's obviously folders in here, or note cards in here I'm not going to keep, but for this step we're just putting stuff in the main folders. We're not sorting them yet. So I'm going to put it in the other folder. Objects, this is where a good majority of the things that you buy go. Like when you have to unbox things, it's either in the objects or the received items. This is probably going to be your greatest task if you are one of those people that never pays attention to your objects folder. So I'm not going to go through this right now because obviously I have I have stuff in here that was like randomly sent to me, or I have demos, or I have boxes. So you just want to go through those, and for this part of this second step here, you are probably going to want to um, unbox everything that's in there. So you're just going to res those boxes, unbox it, and delete the box from the ground. And once you've done that, you're going to move each one of those boxes, if you're going to save them, into your boxes folder. If not, just delete them. But then you're going to have a whole bunch more stuff in your main inventory window. The reason I'm not resing right now is I just realized I forgot to give myself permission to res here on Ellen's land, so I can't actually res anything. But that's what you're going to do. You're going to go through the objects folder, unbox everything. It's going to show up in your main inventory window, and you're just going to drag each item into their respective main folder. But I'm going to leave that for now because it's so big. Photo album. Here's some textures or some pictures, so I'm going to drag that into others folder. That will eventually have a pics folder in there. Received items, that's another one. That's where a lot of your stuff goes when you buy it. And so this is not something I'm going to show you on this video, but you just want to repeat the step that I mentioned above for the objects folder. Go through each one of them. Like for instance, this one is obviously already unboxed. So, and it's a corset, so I'm going to put it in my avatar folder. And then we've got, so you get the picture. These are already unboxed. I don't know why they're in my, I think they just arrived that way. So this goes into my avatar folder. But see why it was so important to have that stuff at the top here, because it's going to be set aside from everything else that's in your main inventory folder. So you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to do that until your received items disappears. Same with your objects. Scripts. Okay, I don't really need any of these, but if you do have scripts in there that you've received from somebody and you want to keep them, you will have a script subfolder later on, but they will just go into your other folder. So, but for me, these are just things I don't need, so I'm going to delete them. And there goes my scripts folder. Textures, again, these are, I don't know why I have three copies of these, but I'm going to delete them. But in the textures, if you want to keep those, you would drag them to your other folder. And here we have a much neater main inventory window. And again, each one of these folders here, the next step is going to be organizing them. But see how this makes it just look so much neater. I think personally for me, when I have it neat like this, and there's only like a few things in my main inventory window, it's just a lot less overwhelming, and I could just easily drag things to where they go if I want to do a quick cleanup. So that was step 2 with the system folders, and I will be back with another video shortly, and thank you for watching.